What if the witch they feared was simply the woman empowered? Back during the Salem witch trials, the women who were burned weren't witches in the sense of something to be feared. They were witches in the sense of women who knew their power. They were shamans and healers, and they were women who spoke out against the injustices of that time. In this episode of Mystic Motivation, I want to talk about what it actually means to be a witch, to reclaim the term, and to honor the witch within us. To me, there's three pillars of being a witch. It's being a woman empowered, a woman who is sovereign, and a woman who is spiritually gifted. So, in this episode, we're going to dive deep into what each of these pillars mean and how you can reclaim the way of the witch as a means to empower yourself. Let's start with the first pillar, being a woman empowered. Ultimately, what does that really mean? Well, to me, being empowered is about liking yourself. A woman who likes herself cannot be wavered. Whenever a woman is confident in who she is, it's so commonly demonized. But liking who we are and being confident in who we are is a reclamation of self love. It is the direct key to our empowerment. Because when you like who you are, you no longer shapeshift to fit in with society or other people. You truly become untouchable. So, a woman not seeking approval, a woman who is untouchable, a woman who is empowered and likes who she is, well, you can see why that would want to be demonized. Your confidence, it makes you unstoppable. You cannot be convinced to dim your power, and this is why it's the first pillar of being a witch. You simply see your worth, and you will not dim that for any environment or any person. Following closely to this is the second pillar of being a witch, which is being sovereign. The witch places herself as her own North Star. She doesn't look externally for validation, and instead she looks within and trusts her own intuition. It's tuning out all of the external noise or conformity of how you should be, and instead trusting your inner guidance. To be sovereign is to trust your internal leadership, to pave your own path forward. The Way of the Witch is a very sovereign experience, a very lone wolf experience. Not meaning that you're lonely, but that you know that this is a journey that you must embark upon for yourself. And the only person who knows the exact path you're meant to walk is yourself. This purpose is lived daily in the way that you live, the way that you express yourself, the way you speak, the way you take time to rest. You truly, once again, do not conform to what other people or what society is doing. The Way of the Witch is truly following your own cycles, your own intuition, your own guidance, and trusting that that's exactly where you're meant to be. To be sovereign is also to understand that many people won't understand you. In fact, many will probably misunderstand you. But you're here to understand yourself, to learn yourself, to create yourself, and to create life to fit the vision that you see for yourself. The witch cannot be swayed in this reclamation of power, and she trusts herself in all that she is. This leads into the third pillar, which is your spiritual gifts. The witch embraces what makes her strange. In fact, the witch sees her strangeness as her brilliance. Giving a bit of a personal example, in my own journey, I always had a natural call and desire to womb wisdom from my own experiences with my menstrual cycle, my own desire to learn about the archetypes as creative means to embody energy to progress us forward, my call to sound healing and bringing back the power of women's circles. These are all things that you could say are seemingly strange or outside of the norm or traditions of what most people do, but it was my natural instinct and inclination to feel like I needed to nurture and flourish these things in my own life and to see that it was my own purpose. The witch embraces her spiritual gifts by embracing what seems important to you, what you feel like your purpose is. What are your unique interests? What about yourself that is strange can you actually honor and see as your brilliance? It's your gift that you're meant to share with the world, whether directly or just through embodying it within yourself. Because either way, you're creating ripple effects beyond your knowing. So, what are you called towards? The witch honors her own creative and spiritual gifts and trusts that they were placed on her heart for a reason. To me, these are the three pillars of being a witch. It's not something to be feared. It's not something fanciful like you see in movies or, even horror movies. It's a woman empowered, sovereign, and spiritually gifted. Reclaiming the way of the witch empowers women to look within themselves for guidance. It empowers women to trust their own unique path that they can carve out for themselves through creation to move forward. And it empowers women to embrace what makes them unique and seeing that as their own spiritual gifts that they're meant to share with the world. If you stuck this video through, there's no doubt in my mind that you're a witch. You're meant to walk this path. And let this be your permission slip to do so proudly, to know that you're not alone, and to know that you are one of the front runners for this change in women, this change in how we see ourselves, this change in how we can reclaim things that were once shamed from our ancestors and reclaiming them as our brilliance. If you enjoyed this podcast episode, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you are looking for an online coven, a place to show up to form community, and a place to keep you devoted to your sacred practices, I invite you to join the Scarlet Rose online women's circle. We gather the third Sunday of every month, and you can join the Scarlet Sister membership where you have a secured spot in each month's circle. You get exclusive offerings and discounts. Each month, I upload either a workbook or some sort of guided meditation so you can build up your own arsenal of sacred practices you can do on your own. There's an exclusive community chat on Discord where every Monday I upload an oracle card and a journal prompt. So again, it's keeping you devoted to your practices even outside of the circle. And 10% of your ticket is donated to child help charity. So this is all about healing and nurturing, and we want to create that ripple effect even outside of ourselves and outside of the coven. So it's this really beautiful gathering that I invite you to join if you have the call to find sisterhood, to find community, and to find a place to devote yourself to your sacred practices. More details on that are going to be in the caption, and you can also go to the link in bio to learn more too. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next podcast episode. Much love.